We need to talk about this watch. It's been a while since I've done one of these walking, talking videos, but I thought while I'm in London and this beautiful park, which one is it though? Get involved in the comments. Which London park is this? I just thought, why not take the opportunity to talk about something that is very important to me at the moment and will be, I think, for the next, well, the rest of my life, I think, really, but also this, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra 2. I was a big fan of the first generation Galaxy Watch Ultra, but it had two problems. So my question for this video and for this review is, have both of those problems been fixed? And well, I'd like to tell you about what I'm doing at the moment and why devices like this matter so much to me. I was a big fan of the original Galaxy Watch Ultra because it was circular. That's my favorite type of watch design. It was chunky, meaningful, purposeful, and mine has an orange strap, which means everything. But there were two problems. One, the battery life, it just wasn't good enough for me. And two, the performance. It just wasn't as silky smooth as the Apple Watch Ultra or Ultra 2 or Ultra 3. It just didn't compete in that realm, I don't think. The good news is Samsung has made two changes that I think have fixed those problems. Right, so the two changes, and I do need to refer to some notes here because numbers and specs and things aren't my strong point, as you possibly know if you watch this channel regularly. The battery is now 35% bigger, and it's the biggest battery Samsung has ever put into a watch. That has made a difference. I'll explain why in a second. The second thing they've done is give it the Snapdragon Wear Elite, and the previous Watch Ultra had the Exynos why don't they make chips easy to quote? W1000, which is Samsung's in-house chip. That's had a big impact as well. And those big impacts are fairly significant actually. The battery life, for instance, I don't do in-depth battery testing because I can't be bothered, but it's about 3 days. I can get about 3 days of normal use out of this watch. I'll explain what normal use is in a bit, but for most regular people, I think you can expect to get up to 3 days, which for this type of watch is what we need to expect. In terms of performance, it's fixed. It's snappy, it's smooth, it doesn't lag at all. It feels like it should, given the Ultra name. Samsung has also put the brightest smartwatch display ever, apparently, into the Ultra 2. It's 5,000 nits, which in this fairly sunny London setting, it's what you'd expect. It's definitely bright enough. I think it's fair to say that smartwatch brightness peaked not that long ago, to be fair, but 5,000 nits it's more than anyone needs. And that's a good thing, because it is an Ultra watch. It's still made from titanium. It's still only one size, so 47 millimeters, but it's a little bit thinner, so it's not quite as thick on the wrist, and the band is lighter and much more wearable. It's much more pliable, and if you sleep with this on, you really feel that. I think that's a very considerate change from Samsung. That display is also slightly bigger thanks to smaller bezels, so overall it looks slightly different and feels slightly different to the previous generation, the first generation Galaxy Watch Ultra, but it's not a seismic difference. It didn't need to be. It's faster, it lasts longer, and it's easier to wear, and that's good news. Again, let's discuss the elephant in the room, because if you are a serious runner, a marathon runner, ultra runner, a trail runner, you can now do trail running stuff with this watch because it has a activity tracking thing for that. But if you're that sort of person, or you're an athlete or a serious cyclist, or you do hiking for days on end in the wilderness, you know, out of contact with the rest of the human race, you're going to buy a Garmin. You're not going to buy an ultra watch from Apple or Samsung. I've learnt that over the last 3-4 years, because the response I get to any kind of watch review where the watch is called an ultra watch is, oh, just get a Garmin. Well, yeah, just get a Garmin if that is who you are. That's why those watches are out there. These watches aren't for that. This is still a very capable fitness watch. It will cope with marathon training, with ultra running. You can go hiking with it. You can go trail running with it, like I say. So don't think for a minute that it's not capable of doing that stuff. I think the confusion comes in when you start to try and justify needing a Garmin or trying to work out why you don't want it. It doesn't matter. Don't overanalyze it. There'll be something about the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 that attracts you to it. And I think this year there are health features that Samsung has introduced, which for me personally mean a lot. I've hinted at this in other videos, and I'm not going to go into any details because I don't really want to, and it's not the point of this video. You don't need to know what the thing was. But a couple of months ago, I had a health scare, and it was quite a big one, and it has affected me quite significantly in terms of fitness and mentally. The good news is, by the way, guys, I'm not going anywhere. I'm fixed, it's fine. I just need to get back to where I was before, like I say, in both of those areas, which means anything I'm using, any kind of tech which is attached to me 24/7, I'm really starting to think about what it can do to help me get back to that level of fitness and just that level of trusting my body and feeling well within myself. And I think Samsung they haven't done this for me, obviously, but they have clearly recognized that a lot of people have this. I'd love to know, by the way, if you are going through something similar, get involved in the comments. It's good for us all to chat about this, I think. But I think Samsung has figured out that it needs to change the way it's approaching health with these devices. And I'm really glad they have. During the press briefing for this new watch and the new Z Fold series that came out very recently, Samsung explained that their focus for health this time around is to be more proactive. So to deliver insights and guidance and alerts and that sort of stuff based on things that might be happening that you might need to worry about potentially, or that's probably the wrong word, isn't it? That you might just need to go and have a chat with the doctor about. There's 4 ways they're doing this. They're giving you a vitals score, which is basically a baseline of your health, which is taken from blood oxygen, heart rate variability, heart rate monitoring, skin temperature, etc., etc. And if something goes adrift, so for instance, if your skin temperature rises at night while you're sleeping, you get an alert to say it might just be worth having a chat with your doctor, a cold could be on the way, something like that. Interesting. Then we have the daily cardio load, which is basically a number that tells you whether or not you're overtraining. For someone like me who didn't really know what he was doing at the gym but just did it anyway, is really important. Then the fitness index, which basically scores your fitness against people in your same age and gender bracket, which could be very revealing, possibly slightly depressing, or joyful. And then the heart health score, which is based on your heart rate obviously, but also the way your heart reacts to training when you're doing physical activity, how it recovers, all that sort of stuff. It gives you a score based on that, which again, it's not a doctor. This thing isn't a doctor. It can't tell you if you've got something really badly wrong, but I think if you combine all that stuff with the existing sleep apnea detection and everything else that Samsung has been building into these watches over the last couple of years, this becomes your little mate who knows a little bit about, well, quite a bit about health and fitness and all that sort of stuff, and can just give you a little nudge to get things checked out if you need to. And this brings me to how I feel about these kind of devices in 2026, because I did go to the doctor, I got something checked out, and I'm really, really glad I did. And I'm talking to guys here mainly because we are terrible at doing this sort of thing. But if you ever feel anything, or you're suspicious about something, or your watch tells you that something might need checking, just go and do it. It's particularly when you get into my age bracket of 45, it's really worth doing, trust me. But Samsung has added yet another watch to their lineup, which is brilliant. It is. It's fixed the things that I didn't like about the previous generation. So it's got rid of the battery issue, the performance issue. It still looks fantastic. It's still my favorite looking ultra watch on the market. It isn't cheap. These are the prices for UK and US, but there is the Watch 9. So if this is just a bit too much in terms of pricing and just the way it looks and how big it is, then the Watch 9 is a fantastic alternative. That is very speedy as well. I've got one, I've been using it. It's got a great battery and it comes in 2 sizes. So Samsung, you've done it. And this proactive health thing, keep it coming. Before you go, guys, just 2 very quick asks. If you've been watching this channel for a while but you haven't hit that subscribe button, or you've just found this channel and you've enjoyed this video, give that subscribe button a click. And you may not know that I have a bi-weekly-ish newsletter which has been going for years, and it's just a bit of extra insight from me into all sorts of things behind the scenes in this business. It's completely free, by the way, and you can unsubscribe at any time. So if you fancy checking that out, click that link in the description. Cheers.